neighbouring state with whom they've shared a lot, which they did about 7-8 years ago. Some troops in Western Europe and spending the 2% they promised on.
Now, mosquitoes don't have many fans.
In places like Brazil and the US and so on, it's actually an invasive.
Things which Rishi is responsible for, so you might have a real problem.
With Russia after a meeting between top diplomats yesterday. Matthew Bryser, the
Welcome to the boating adventure.
Seasons come and pass, one after the last, and along we go. The shift and pull of the tides never sleeps. But if I had a boat and oceans to cross, then I would sail them. Since I have this promise to keep.
Well, a very good morning to you. It's Saturday the 22nd of January 2022, and this is the first time I'll have taken the swamp duck out this year. There's a really nice weather window this weekend. I've been down to the boat a few times during January and the canal has been quite frozen. But the forecast for today and tomorrow is that the temperature shouldn't get down to freezing point. So I'm going to take the swamp duck all the way down to the beginning of the Ashby Canal. I'm going to moor up hopefully around about bridge 2 and 3, somewhere in between there, because I want to tomorrow go and have a look around the hamlet of Marston Jabbett, which I haven't actually looked at yet. And there's quite a few famous people that have come from that neck of the wood or are associated with it. So I'm just going to have a gentle cruise down there today. Should take me about 4 hours. If I stop off, probably 5, but see how we go. Just coming up to the bridge 33. Sound the horn for this one because it's a bit of a blind bend here. Well, the horn's working. I was quite pleased with the engine this morning. It's been sat idle for quite a while now, but it started more or less first kick, so I was quite happy with that. I'm hoping that in the next couple of weeks the engine's going to go for its annual service. That's if the River Canal Rescue can arrange a pickup. I hope they're going to do that whilst I fly away to the sun, so that beginning of February and going off to the Canary Islands, to Gran Canaria for a week, and hopefully the engine will be finished and brought back on my return. That's the plan. There's still a bit of ice in the water where the sun hasn't been shining directly on the water. There are a few pockets of ice, so I do need to watch that. I have brought a plank along with me so that if it does get too bad, I can suspend a plank on the front to act as a sort of icebreaker. But there have been one or two boats go up this morning, so they will have broken it into smaller pieces. So there's a little pocket of ice coming up at the side of this next boat. I don't think it's too much to worry about. I don't think it's anything that's going to slice through the hull. And I'm not going very fast at all. I'm just taking my time with it. We're just coming up to bridge 32. This is bridge 31. So we're coming up to bridge 30. see that towpath is quite muddy at the moment. Just in the distance there is Stoke Golding Church, somewhere I've still yet to visit. This is always a good place for spotting ducks. It's just coming up to 12 o'clock. I'm just passing the hire place, the narrowboats on the Ashby Canal. I'm going to go a little bit further. I want to get to the water point just after Bridge 15. Try and pull up there, and I can have a little walk to the petrol station just to make sure I've got plenty of diesel for tonight, because I'm sure it's going to be quite cold and I'm going to need the diesel heater on quite high, I would think. It is on now, it's just keeping the deck warm. I've had to put the sides down a bit because it's getting a little bit chilly.
Back home, they don't know me back home. They want me to believe in things I told them no. Follow me with your eyes, I believe how much you fantasize about this, about this.
Okay, so I've filled up with water and I got some fuel for the heater, and I topped the petrol tank up, so I've got plenty of fuel on board. So I'm just making my way now down to bridges between Bridge 3 and Bridge 2, somewhere like that. It's clouded over quite a bit now, and that's made it slightly warmer. quite good headway at the moment. I'm just doing 3.8 miles per hour. There's nothing around, so I'm going to make the most of it. The towpath is really muddy here still. Look. It's not pleasant to walk in, so I haven't really seen that many people out and about. Coming up to bridge 13. So it's just 4 miles now to the beginning of the Ashby Canal at its junction with the Coventry Canal, and we're just coming up to bridge 12. This is bridge 11. And that's bridge 10 in front of us. So this is bridge 6 coming up, and then there's quite a way then to bridge 5, and it's through a wooded area. This is the wooded area between bridges 6 and 5. So 1 mile to go to the end of the Ashby. So I'm going to be mooring up fairly soon. And it's just coming up to 3:30. So that's good timing really. So I had quite an easy journey down here today. I'm currently moored up between bridges 3 and 3A. 3A takes a rather busy railway line across to Nuneaton. It was quite noisy when I first got here, but the trains have got a little bit more infrequent and the noise, it sort of faded into the background really. Tomorrow morning I'm going to get up at a reasonable early time and walk down to bridge 3, cross over the canal, and the lane should take me to the hamlet of Marston Jabbett. It's only a small place, and some of it is an industrial estate these days. It was mentioned in the Domesday Book of 1086, and in 1066 it was in the ownership of a Count Moulin, and the name of the village was Marston rather than Marston. The lord of the manor was a person called Hereward the Wake. You may have heard of him. He was a rebel who fought against the Norman conquest. Although it's only a small place, it has thrown up one or two notable characters through history. The first one was a man called William Perkins, who was born at Marston Jabbett, and he was an important theologian during the reign of Queen Elizabeth I. William Perkins was born at Marston Jabbett in 1558 at the beginning of Elizabeth I's reign, and he died 1 year before her in 1602. To describe him as an important theologian is an understatement. His ministry, evangelism and teaching was enormously influential, and to this day remains so throughout the Christian world and to some extent the secular world. The Reverend William Perkins ministered at a time when England was in the throes of extrapolating itself from centuries of Roman Catholicism and becoming a Protestant country. William Perkins is described as a plain preacher whose theology was very much a back-to-basics approach and founded upon the teaching of Jesus, especially his Sermon on the Mount. He was a Puritan. His influence upon the world was not only through his writings and teachings, but through his pupils like Thomas Hooker, a colonial American Puritan minister and a founding father of the American Constitution, by which it is still governed to this day. There was a hall at Marston Jabbett, and in the middle of the 19th century it was home to Elizabeth and Richard Johnson, and they were the aunt and uncle of Mary Ann Evans, otherwise known as George Eliot. And it's thought that she used her aunt and uncle and the setting in one of her novels. During the Second World War, the hall was used as a prisoner of war camp, and Hitler's second in command, Rudolf Hess, spent time there. In the middle of the 20th century, the hall was in the ownership of the London Brick Company, and it fell into disrepair, and so by 1975 the hall had been demolished, and now there is an industrial estate, and it's called Marston Hall Industrial Estate. So I'm going to have a wander down there tomorrow and see what I can film. Well, a very good morning to you. It's Sunday the 23rd of January 2022, and it's just about 5 minutes to 8 in the morning, and there's the railway track that I was moored up against yesterday. Very quiet this morning. There's the swamp duck, and there's a narrowboat of a rather famous YouTuber. That's Bridge 3, that's where I'm heading. And I'm going to go over the bridge, carry on past that barn, and hopefully that will take me into the hamlet. So these are the first outlying cottages of Marston Jabbett. Some paddocks. Okay, so you know I'm going to be on the looking out for the different styles of brickwork, just to give me some age of these buildings. This one is of no particular age, whereas the barn next door is a lot older. And you can detect that just from the bonding of the brickwork. So this is the entrance to Marston Hall Industrial Park. It's a gated entrance, so I can't get any further. But this is where Marston Hall, that fine looking house, would have been. These ponds at Marston are featured in George Eliot's novel. In the mill on the Floss, Maggie runs away from home after outraging her family by pushing pretty little Lucy into the mud of a pond at Garum Firs, and these are the ponds today. And this is a lesser spotted yellow safety helmet perched in a hedge. So that's Bridge 2 on the Ashby Canal. So we just follow the line of the canal here down to Bridge 1. So that down there is the entrance to the Ashby Canal. It was once a lock, a stop lock, and there was a lock keeper's cottage there. The buildings in the background are at Bedworth. Bedworth is a Warwickshire market town. This is my usual mooring spot when I come down here, and this spot has featured on the end of my videos for such a long time. At the end of the video that I put out yesterday, which took me to have a look at the village of Snareston, I ended the video by standing next to a bridge and asking people if they could identify where the bridge was. that caused quite a lot of interest, and I had quite a few comments and suggestions. But in order to find the answer, you have to tune into the following video. So I thought that was quite a good idea, really. So I thought I'd do the same at the end of this video, and I'll feature a shot of somewhere and see if you can find out or guess where that is. Good luck. I have made my way back to Forders Lane. So with that, it's off we go, and I'll make my way back to Sutton Cheney. And so to my little competition of where am I? The clue is that this lock connects two rivers. So drop your answers in the comments below and check in the next video to see if you were right. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, then please press the subscription button on the bottom right hand corner of the screen on your mobile phone or tablet. And please press the bell icon on the home page of the channel, and you'll be notified by YouTube each time I upload a new video. Please give us a thumbs up and make any comments below, as I do enjoy reading them and I will respond to each and every one of them. So thank you very much for watching, and do take care.
I'm